Hello and welcome back to Speedynet, where we are looking at this island where everybody hates us. Or well, at least not everybody. These dudes over here will soon hate us as we are going to destroy the dense jungles around their cities. Yeah, you heard that right. Slenning Head and Tonpool Bridge and Bunpool and Runpool. Or is it Punpool? I don't know, I can't even read that. In any case, yeah, we were developing this island with the result that everybody hates us, well, except Tonstone. But other than that, they do not like us that much. And I must admit that even though it's not quite finished yet, I think in hindsight it might have been a slight mistake trying to expand into this island. Now, Runpool Bridge might run us a little bit of profit, but the whole shipping of goods over here, I don't think we'll ever really make a profit on that one. I think, you know, with all the investments that we had to do over here, you know, at the bottom of the line, I think we're running a loss on this whole endeavor here. So we are gonna finish it though. I think the good bit of profit is to be had from hooking up this area over here. But all in all, I don't think we should invest any more than we need to, because it's already running at a loss. Now, having said that, last time I was a little bit in doubt about how we were going to hook this up, you know? I mean, where would the train station be and how would the rail tracks go? Well, I have the plan here right now. We are going to expand this like so. Have a station over here that hooks up to the stockyard, and then we'll have the tracks go around to a station right over here, where we have this grocer shop, which is going to be the drop-off point for pretty much all the food that this region will produce, which admittedly, I don't think it will be that much, but still. That is the plan, at least. Now, with that plan, of course, I mean, we need to build like one more station over here, tracks. All these cities are also going to hate us, so we better build all the stations in advance and then build all the tracks once they hate us. You know, we can't do it the other way around. So let's quickly finish this up and then think about the grander scheme of things, because that's also needed. But first things first, we are going to finish up the, well, you know, this island. The final stations bits and pieces are going to be built right now. Alrighty, and here it is, our, well, next stage in the development. However, as you can see, 2 towns already hate us, and I don't think Slenninghead is that far off of hating us as well. So, well, with only 1 more town left to go to make us, make them hate us, I'd say we'd better get onto it and finish the job here. Alright, and done! And look at it, we succeeded! The Runpool Bridge is now also hating us. Yeah, we did it. We managed to pull it off. Now, of course, in good time, this will all improve. The ratings, the standings, well, apart from Slenninghead. Oh man, look at this. We're red everywhere. Yeah, that ain't good. But, like I said, in good due time, this will all improve. Now, there is one more thing that we need to do. We kind of need to make sure that we transfer all the livestock that, the farms that we're currently servicing produce. We need to kind of make sure that that livestock is brought to the stockyard. And, well, there's that one farm. There's this farm, which makes for a good 30 or so. That one ain't producing any livestock. Ooh, and look at that. That is a lot of livestock for us to transport. So, I think the stockyard, all in all, could be a very, very productive facility in our network. So, let's start with getting all the livestock moved towards our stockyard, right? Alright, and done. Now, there is one more thing to do, and that is, of course, that any food that we do produce needs to be taken towards the grocery shop at the end of the line. And so far, I must admit that the amount of food that we're producing isn't really that great, to be honest. I mean, well, what do we produce? I think all that we do produce is over here some food, and at the sugar refinery. In total, that's like 30 tons of food. So yeah, like I said, this is probably a net loss, when you talk about investments and all that. But we do need to, well, make use of every penny we can get our hands on. And so we will. So let's see. We need a train that transports food. I don't think it needs to be that long. It can be in express cars, which is the ones that we're going to be using. So, let's see. I think that if we take like 3 express cars, that's more than what we're ever going to need really for it. Even if we manage to get some increased production from, you know, moving some farm supplies, of which we currently cannot move all that much, to be honest, because we have an issue with the local authorities which are preventing us from getting more stone supplies towards the lime kiln. So yeah, there's issues abound everywhere. However, this should net us some money. Now, with that last move done, yeah, you know, to really boost this production over here, we need these 3 dredging sites all, well, be delivering over here towards the lime kiln. And that ain't going to happen so long as the local authorities here all hate us. So, that means that we need to wait. And that brings me to, well, kind of like the bigger picture type thing. Because currently, well, it's actually better shown over here in this list. I think we're sorting it right now by number. So, oh, I didn't want to, you know, see what you were doing. If we sort this the other way around, look at this. Look at this. We have almost 1,200 vehicles. Now we can have 5,000. But the game's performance, you know, it's starting to show. And I'm not saying like we can't add another 1,000. I mean, we sure can. And the game will still run reasonably well. But I do think we need to, you know, it's becoming more and more urgent that we cull down the numbers of road vehicles. However, we cannot do so. Why not? Because we don't have any better vehicles, and we might be able to, you know, shave off a dozen or 2 by making all of them the fastest vehicles, and then, you know, trimming down the numbers a little bit. But what we really need is upgraded vehicles, you know, ones that are better than road vehicles, so we can seriously trim down the amount of passengers vehicles and wood vehicles and all those other types that are making up those numbers. Now, having said that, I've checked and we're like roughly 4 years away from getting those vehicle upgrades. So in the meantime, we kind of need to expand, and if we take a look at the bigger picture map of everything, what we did was we went to this sparsely populated island where there's almost no resources, and well, you know, with that, I haven't even looked at the figures, but I can safely say we're not really running a profit over here. The trains, they might make black figures, but with the income tax, you know, that we pay over the value of our belongings, yeah, we don't make any profit, you know, that all goes to taxes. So, what we see over here then is our beautiful network, you know, the beating heart of the network over here, along with, you know, some very lucrative production that we got going, and this section too. I mean, there's money being made over here. Not so much over here, but still. Now, as far as future expansion, I'm just looking over here, not really at specific types. Oh, and by the way, what you see in the water here are fishing grounds, which I'll come to in a moment. But when I'm looking over here at the map, I see over here a nice cluster of, well, you know, industries and production facilities and all those. I don't see that over here. I also don't see that over here. In fact, aside from a little concentration over here, which is like, you know, well, leading up to this zone, let's call it like that, you know, this zone of full of industries, there's like a whole belt around this area where there's almost next to nothing, and you can see it over here too, and there's not much here and here. So what I think is that, you know, in terms of expansion, when we're looking at like an area like this looks promising, you know, and it leads down to this area, kind of stops over here, but this is like promising. We could continue developing the network over here, but what my eye has really caught on, and which is like right next to where our current network is as well, this area over here, look, there's like a huge area where the density of industries is really high, and I think that this, and I know that right now I'm like, encircling an area that is pretty much as big, maybe a tiny bit smaller than our current network. But this area, this is where we are going to be making a lot of money. And, it is also kind of, by the water, by the lay of the land, it is kind of well isolated, so to say. I mean, there's this body of water. So, we can kind of like chop off this area over here. And the same over here, this is like a nice chop off point because there isn't much here. And then it's just, well, we could hook it up to both of these points in the network. So, yeah, I think that this is where we should focus our expansion. Away from where it all started and into this zone full of potential and money for us. Now, I think what we should do is pretty much continue the way this all started. And those who've watched this from the very beginning know how Speedynet started out. And that is what we're seeing over here. These lines on this map are the movement of fish, and it's actually interesting to see because I think we started out somewhere over here, and I'm pretty sure that back then we pretty much covered all the fishing grounds that were available. Well, it might be just me, but I think that we got a whole lot more fishing grounds all of a sudden. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure of it actually. That's not to say that all of them are good. I mean, look at the production of those fishing grounds. 20, well, I mean, the ones that we're servicing also aren't that great, to be honest, but it's not that bad. In any case, back to the map that we were looking at. Over here, what we're going to do is we're going to set out in this area, which, well, aside from just regular land-based industries, is also filthy rich in fishing grounds. I mean, pretty much all the bodies of water got a load of them. We are going to start fishing over here. And, well, I mean, just, in general, when I look at the map, I see over here, I don't think we'll ever do that much. Maybe fishing a little bit. And the same over here, this whole area here, look at it. It's just a wasteland, a void of activity. This is where we want to be. So, if we move over to this place here, I think that we got some fishing lines to set up now, don't we? Before we do that though, there is one more thing. Back when we all started out, I mean, we were moving fish around, but we did not do much with the food. That is going to be completely different this time around. I mean, when I zoom out over here and I see that there's lots of towns and all that stuff around here, we are going to be moving the food as well, and we're going to do passengers at the same time. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're going to expand our fleet heavily, and yeah, I think that should net us quite a bit of profit. So, yeah, this time, for real, here it goes, alright? Moving some fish. this is very interesting. We have two fishing grounds that bear exactly the same name. I find that quite odd, to be honest, because as far as I knew, each entity had to have its own name in the game. Like, there can't be any city with the same name, and therefore there also cannot be a industry or resource node with the same name. However, clearly this is handled differently. I don't really know how that holds up, but sure, whatever. So, yeah, I just thought it was interesting to point out, because at first I thought that I had somehow double-clicked on these fishing grounds, but now that I see the fishing ground names over here, I'm like, yeah. In any case, now that we're talking about things game-related anyway, you might have noticed how nicely our network is set up over here right now. We're really starting to revitalize naval activity over here. Look at that. There's all kinds of ships, on the ocean. We have big ships, we have sailing ships, we have, diesel engines, big ones and small ones. The big ones, oh yeah, there it is. This one might be slightly over capacity, but all in all though, these are investments that should really pump up, our profitability. And it should also already start appealing the towns over here that got hooked up, like New Bunwell, for example. I'm pretty sure that they will soon love us to death, because we already have a station that has good service. So, yeah, all is good, all is well, and we got some more work to do over here, because lots of fishing grounds and lots of opportunities for us to make money, including moving the food. So that's what we'll do. Alrighty, and another sea or ocean or, well, actually neither of both, it's just a giant lake. But anyway, it's, well, taken care of when it comes to naval transportation options for pretty much everything naval related, including the sailors, of course. I mean, these are all fishermen's towns, aren't they? Now, having done this, we're at a point where I believe, well, you know, there is like this lake, but by the time we get over here, we'll do another fishing upgrading run. For now though, and I think maybe the map view is better for this. Look at this. We have expanded our operation, and we could do so over here too. But we're not going to, at least not right now, no. What we are going to do is we're going to be waiting a little bit till we get those new vehicles, which I know are only like a couple of years away. So what I'll be doing is, well, you know, I might be grabbing these fishing thingies here, and I might set up a few food lines as well, like I've done with the you know, with the fish over here. See, I mean, we are moving the fish after all. Including the fish from over here, even though it doesn't show, we are moving this. So I'll be doing that, but for the most time I'll be waiting till we have faster vehicles, so that we can seriously cut down the number of vehicles that we're using currently. And once that is done, then we'll be back and we will be kicking into high gear, into expanding and reaping massive, absolute massive profits over here. Because, well, without knowing what type of industries we will find over here, I can just see the potential for crazy profits. But that and more all has to wait for next time, when we play more OpenTTD.